That's for Geekdom!
Welcome back to another episode of Gluttons for Geekdom. I am Bobby Deuce.
Nick James.
And I am John.
All right, this is going to be the part 4, the last part of our episode of lists.
Episode 4, so it should be the best episode.
Yeah, let's hope so.
That's that many.
2 and 2, yes.
All right, so let's do a quick recap. We did our shittiest movies.
Favorite movies, favorite villains.
And now we're doing favorite superheroes. Top 5. We'll start at number 5. Who wants to go first?
Oh, I do. Is that okay?
Go for it.
Of course.
Captain America.
El
I do
Capitan.
not love El Capitan, yeah. And especially now with Chris Evans in it in the cinematic universe. That big turnaround with the Hail Hydra, like the holy shit, you know?
Yeah.
The character is one of the oldest characters in comics and is still drawing people like, wow, didn't see that coming. Like, it's
I mean, like I think like
pretty
his-
fantastic.
with these
awesome.
movies, I feel like his popularity is just like skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Now Captain America is like the teats.
Yeah, everybody loves
When I was
Cap.
younger, I didn't care much for Cap.
Neither did I, but then I saw him on the screen. I'm
I was
like,
like,
Captain America is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
He's actually number 3 on my list.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So we're gonna get that out of the way. Yeah, the reason why I like him is because when he first came around in these movies, I was like, oh, so that's what Captain America's about? So the guys, if anybody doesn't know, I fucking love martial arts. So you're just seeing this guy, he's a comic book character, and he's just straight doing some straight military grade, awesome, like just parkour, martial arts, just fucking dudes up, throwing that shield. I'm like, he's awesome. Jumping high, running fast, Captain America. I'm all
Well,
about
that
him.
got me to what you were saying. That got me thinking about what you were saying last time about he's a guy with superpowers, but not really with superpowers. And the fact that, yes, he's strong, but that training is what allows him to use his strength to the maximum potential.
Yeah.
So, like, yes, if I was given that strength without that training, like, if I land my hit, yeah, cool, good. But you'll probably hit me a lot more times before that. And when some of the guys he goes up against, he can't afford that. So it really is training, and it's really, yeah, he is a superhero without really being superpowered in a sense. Well, you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, like
You know
this, it's like probably like a huge difference to me between him and Superman.
Yeah.
Because Superman's super strong and stuff, and the thing is, like, he doesn't have like formal training.
He's got limits. He's talking about Superman.
I'm talking about Superman. Like, he's not having
He
really.
trained on a farm.
Yeah, he doesn't have any formal training, so all you see him doing is throwing
imagine
these
if, like,
Haymaker.
crazy haymakers all the
Superman
time.
just started training like Kung Fu masters.
Is the nose, or is the hair on his nose
Yeah, it's-
bothering your nose? I saw you've had this one hair just sticking out your
Yeah,
nose.
I was just
like on
staring
the
at the
tip of
entire
it.
time,
Yeah, it
like,
wasn't yours. It was probably dog hair.
Stupid dog, you make me look bad.
But Superman
The one
just
time
throwing
we
a
actually
bunch of
record the
haymakers.
episodes.
And what's the lady's name who just kicks his ass in the IHOP because she has that training? Feora's just throwing him around and stuff, and like I just said, he got lucky once or twice and landed just those old school Kansas redneck, literally what they're named for, haymakers, just throwing fists because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I'm just super strong.
Yeah. Wow.
You know?
Cinderella Man was his father.
Robin Hood was his father too, both times. Both Kevin Costner and what's his name? Help me out. Jarrell's name. Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, they were both Robin Hood.
But yeah, that's why I liked him. That's why they brought it up to the front for me, because I wasn't expecting him to be so fucking sweet. You can't forget the shield tuck. I'm sorry, that's just my favorite thing in the world.
I think, and I don't know if we got an answer last time, that the one thing that bothered me about Cap was the shield. But when Iron Man was like, oh, here, take this giant magnet, in my head, okay, thank you, that makes perfect sense, because I don't trust the whole I'm running into battle and I throw it and it does the perfect freaking bounces. Like, I get the suspension of disbelief, but it can really only go so far. So adding magnets is literally just a little bit that I'm just like, all right, that makes perfect sense to me. Thank you.
I like for it to. I mean, I think it's funny if they just every now and again just show him running to his shield to go pick it up. It's like, oh, all right.
Yes. Yes. Like he throws it, it doesn't hit anybody. He's like, shit. And then has to he's Captain America, so he gets through it.
I
But
wonder if he has special training for that, or he just played a lot of Ultimate Frisbee when he was younger.
He probably trained on a farm,
he probably.
just throwing around a frisbee.
He's from Brooklyn, eh? Or no, he's from Queens? No, he's from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
He's from Brooklyn.
Spidey's Queens. Oh, they showed new photos of that today.
I
You know,
saw
like,
that it was
yeah.
trending, but I didn't click it.
It's
I pictured it was just like him, like in a classroom. So I'm just like,
no, he's in the suit, but
Okay.
I mean the suit is filming suit, whereas now they're gonna add, of course, so
Like I
much
saw
digital
there was
stuff.
pictures from X-Men from the new Wolverine movie,
I
and
didn't
he
see
was
those.
like bearded. Wolverine was like bearded with like longer hair, wheeling Professor X around,
And
he
it's
had,
Stewart again,
Yeah,
right?
it was Stewart, and he was older.
I thought they were kind of done with that. I thought Stewart had bowed out after Days of Future Past. I didn't realize he was coming back
The
again.
Wolverine probably takes place in like the future part.
Yeah.
So
Still,
that
no.
makes sense.
I just didn't. I thought he was. I'm done with this. It's far too long. I love him.
It's been
See, like,
far too long.
if anything, we said last time or the time before that, you don't like Seth MacFarlane. If anything, watch American Dad for Deputy Director Bullock because it's Patrick Stewart, and they have him just saying fucked up, crazy things, and it's awesome knowing that Sir Patrick Stewart, I was dubbed by the Queen of England. I am a Sir, a knight, is saying these things about like just doing drugs and.
We're gonna do stuff.
Yeah, and it's
Butt
a character
stuff.
he plays. But yeah, stuff like that, like it's just so funny. And he really plays it solid. I like him. Captain America.
I think one of the main reasons why they have him saying all that shit is because Patrick Stewart with his voice.
Yeah.
It sounds funny
He's
whenever he
just on a
says stuff like that.
Strongbow commercial. They make like hard cider.
Oh, yeah.
And
You're
he's-
fired.
yeah.
Fired?
But I've won many awards.
You're ruining the shot.
So Captain America, boom. Who else? Who wants to go next?
You want to go next?
You do.
Do I want to go
Who's
next?
your number 5?
The Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
The Incredible Hulk. I've always just liked his story. Bruce Banner, I always thought he was a cool character. Sciencey guy, gets into an accident. Now whenever he gets pissed, boom, I'm the Hulk now and shit. And he just runs around smashing shit. Great sciencey scenes that lead into just straight crazy action scenes. So it's always a nice flip to me.
And that's why both those Hulk movies are on your worst.
Yes, because I
Because
like
the
Hulk.
character.
I like Hulk so much, and they just
They just didn't do it yet.
not yet. So far, Mark Ruffalo is. I'm liking what he's doing.
Good. I was just about to ask, yeah, because we talked about how he didn't like it. And I was like, well, there's no more Hulk movies, but that's not. He is in the Avengers, and
Yeah.
in my opinion, he stole the Chitauri fight. You know, if anything, he stole the scene, possibly the movie with the whole. I think it's time for you to get angry. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always
always
angry. And in that one turn, goes 0 to green in that 1 second, and takes
That
one
thing
of those
just goes
giant
crazy.
one freaking punch, boom, and like the animalistic like yelling, just like
It's
no
like battle
freaking
cries.
way are you gonna go? Like I am the freaking Hulk. You stop right there. Like he doesn't say it, but you could just like that's what that yelling is. It's not just inert noise. It's just.
I think he
I
just
love
has so much
thinking that, yeah.
rage that he just can't get out. That's why he just.
I think it's
Intimidation.
between, yeah. That made me
Intimidation.
think-
Like imagine that thing screaming at you.
That's all it would take. That's all it would take. If the real life Hulk came, did you guys see the?
Well, I mean, you did. There was that scene at the very end of the movie where, like, what's his face? Tony Stark was passed out, and Hulk was just like, "Rah!" And it was like, oh shit.
Save somebody's life. A Hulk scream is like a defibrillator. That's pretty crazy.
Claire.
Me go home now. 14-hour shifts killing Hulk speed.
Fucking scrubs.
Dude.
I'm not Superman. I'm Hulk.
No Superman.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Thanks for picking up on that.
Yeah.
Whoa, shit. That was too good of a funny. I forgot the point I was going to make before that. Oh, that's what it is. Instead of, just the rage getting him through it, sometimes it's just the blind arrogance and, if you will, willpower of just, like, no, I'm the Hulk. If anything, I do like that
Well,
one
I mean,
part.
like, in the cartoons, he's always saying Hulk is strongest one there is.
Exactly.
So I'm like, how dare you fucking sit there and try to stop me?
Yeah, that's more of what it is.
Hulk is
How
strongest one there is.
dare you? I'm the Hulk. How dare you? And if it's like, and if they get a good shot, and it's just, what? Are you out of your
Yeah, there are times where you just see the outrage on his face. It's just-
Or Hulk killed Thor in the animated one. He damn near just
beat him to
beat
death?
him to death.
Well, that was with Loki controlling him. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I'm just going to throw
He still
that
did
out
it.
there. He still, yes, physically
Those muscles
overcame
could
him.
do it. So
Yeah, but with the super smart brain behind it, if anything, sometimes that's what lets him lose or allows him to not see what's happening, because sometimes the rage is blind, where a more experienced fighter like Thor can do those weird little dips. And sometimes.
Yeah. There's also the Bill Bixby show, which I always thought was awesome. And then it did. I like what they did with Bruce Banner.
You just did I Love You, Man, didn't you? Sorry, I thought you thought of the same part in the movie. I love you, man. Who the fuck would fight Lou Ferrigno?
At the very end, where he's just like, "Oh, I hulked out again. Now I gotta go run." He's on a highway, hitchhiking and shit. It's like, this is what my life is doing to me. This is what my condition is fucking doing to me right now. I have to hitchhike everywhere I go.
And that's what I thought the Ed Norton one got through in a few scenes, especially when he's taking a shower and he looks up and he sees all the water coming out and it kind of spigots, and you see it turns into the machine gun and he just freaking falls. That's something that I like that. And there is the scene where you get the same bum 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 bum
stress.
yeah, and he's running around and he's sitting there like this, and the girl comes and puts money in his hand. He's like, I'm not a beggar, I'm just not living anywhere right now, and I don't have anything to my name, and oh fuck, I'm a beggar.
Not by choice. Not by choice.
Solid.
Yeah, John.
Number 5, decided I meant to expose to either of them, and I was having this battle. Every week I would go to Bobby. I'm like, I can't decide on number 5. It's between Shazam and Green Lantern, and I think I'm gonna go with Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that just now because of the Gurren Lagann thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The willpower. It doesn't make sense, but I love it. Just what drives them and makes their power stronger is just them yelling and willing to put themselves out there, and they're just unstoppable. It's just doesn't make, like I said, it doesn't make sense. But in Gurren Lagann, this anime that he referenced, they control these big robots, Pacific Rim, and how it works is off their manliness, willpower, and every time they need to get through something, all they do is scream, engines forward, and for some reason whatever needs to happen gets done. It just gets done. And the idea of The Ring and what was I just watching? I was just watching, what was it called, Justice League, and Jon Stewart is so badass.
I don't want to spoil anything, but did you get to the one where he's got to kind of retrain himself?
No.
All right, I won't spoil it. I'll go through the scene, but I won't spoil what happened. But he's got to go back through basic training with the person who trained him. And so he's got the ring out, and it's doing 3 different kind of structures. One's just a basic ball, the other a pyramid, and third a cube, or something like that.
That was his phone.
I dropped my phone. But
Butterfingers.
and I remember thinking as a kid watching, I could do that. I could totally do that. I mean, up until
I just saw the one where they try to set him up.
Oh, that one I hate too, for blowing up the moon or blowing up the planet by accident,
Something
and he's
like
on
that.
trial.
Yeah.
And they're like, kill him.
So far, watching the show, I'm like, this needs to pick up.
I never see how many times. Yeah, I've
the
owned them,
villains
I've
so
seen them all,
far,
I just
then
can't
just, like-
watch it. Yeah.
Nah.
It's just a little repetitive.
Seeing Ares, because like I didn't really read Wonder Woman, know too much about her villains other than Ares, and I played a lot of Injustice. So I'm like,
Yeah.
who the fuck is this gladiator like knight guy? And then he shows up and he just like slaps the hell out of Superman.
That's the one too.
Just
So
big
like
slaps him. I was like, God damn.
the door is open and it's sucking them all in, and the Flash is running from rock to rock. That's the first time I remember seeing that going, that's pretty freaking cool. Like just running and jumping rock to rock. And like they do that again in X-Men Apocalypse when he's like saving the person for blowing up and it's floorboard by floorboard.
yeah.
I think that, yeah, I mean,
I just watched his Days of Future Past scene today.
it's so good.
It was fucking so great.
Well, it's funny, Green Lantern, we could stay on a little bit more if you don't mind, because that's my number 4 then.
Okay.
Yeah,
And the
elaborate.
reason
Whoops.
I just know that if Abin Sur landed on Earth and they're like, go find someone, I'd get that shit. I would.
You
I would
cocky
be the
bastard.
best Green Lantern, man. I know I
Who
would.
the fuck do you think you are, Hulk?
Yes. Yes, because like that would be a fight in which I would want to see as Green Lantern versus Hulk, because it really just, like we said, comes down
Force
to
of
the
will.
freaking will. You know, and that's why I think, and that's, if the Green Lantern movie did anything, it is when he's doing the whole oath thing and he's saying it to power up, but he's down on one knee. But I really do think if that was me in this situation, it'd just be like, no, this is a Green Lantern ring. Like, this is forged and came from Oa. The Guardians entrusted me, and you're not gonna win. And just, like, getting that fucking will, I swear. Yep, cocky bastard. I'll wear it. I'm gonna make a shirt.
Nick is best lantern
I'm
there
the
is.
best motherfucking lantern there is. I just thought that entirely as a kid growing up. And then there was the Superman animated series where they brought in Kyle Rayner instead. It's not Hal Jordan.
In the Superman animated series?
Correct. It's Kyle.
Is
And he's a cartoonist, and like it flies, it's looking for Superman, goes into the Daily Planet, misses Superman, hits cartoonist Kyle Rayner, and he gets it, and he fights Sinestro. And maybe that's the first time I was really starting to learn about him. But the concept of, this ring went to find somebody, and now he's a cosmic cop, if you will. In my head, I was like, I could fucking do that.
That's cool.
I think
I
it's-
wish
it
I
was
was
just
more
so
exposed to that
easy.
character. Like, he made it on my top 5, even though I've only read like a handful of things with him. But he's just cool. For example, him in Kingdom Come, that armor.
Yes.
Just.
And he's
such a
so
good
old
panel.
looking, but like you still take
he's
him
just got
seriously
that
the whole
big,
time.
Like knight sword, like two-handed.
Do not
knight
fuck
sword.
with me.
So badass.
Oh, Green Lantern, Emerald Knights, the DC animated, when they're like going through it. If you haven't seen it,
I remember you told me to pick it up. They had it at 7-Eleven.
they had it at 7-Eleven for $5. Did you pick it up?
I didn't.
You didn't. It's all
I
about
forgot.
this girl's lantern's first day, and as she's going through her day, she's talking to different people. I think she goes through Kilowog, Sinestro. Oh gosh, I forget the other lady's name, but it's an anthology story. They go through different ones, and they talk about the first lantern, and it's a scribe, and how like you can't go to him, and blah blah blah, and that like just confirms the willpower, because it's this horde of aliens, and out of the 3 lanterns, the 2 trained warriors are like, can't do it, these rings aren't powerful enough. And the scribe is like, says exactly what I just said, like, no, like, these are from the Guardians. We have to have faith in, like, it's gonna work, and goes out there and makes the first construct, which is a giant sword, and it's cutting freaking spaceships in half, and the other 2 get all inspired, and that's like, it's the first battle of Green
The creativity
Lanterns.
behind that character.
Yeah, it
Like
could
even
go
being that
anywhere.
character, like the different constructs you can make.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on the type of, like Hal Jordan, you see a lot of airplanes and missiles and baseball
Trains,
mitts.
Yeah.
automobiles.
Imagine if it's like one of us. Like, what would be one of your weapons you'd make or defense things you'd make
Oh, the freaking Swords of Chaos
from
God of War. Hell,
Yeah, there'd be
yeah. If I
tons
needed
of
a
swords.
weapon, there'd
Tons
be a
of
lot
swords.
of swords. Not so many like guns and pewy things. Like, choo choo. I'd want like up close and personal,
Probably
like
just
look what
does
I'm
Omega
doing.
Slash or Omni Slash.
Somebody slashed with the Buster Sword. This is actually a funny thing with the constructs. I was watching Young Justice, and it's like in season 2, after like the main 6 Justice League characters were like gone for like 13 hours or something like that. Now they're wanted on a different planet because they did some like bullshit and whatnot. So Hal Jordan's all like, all right, I'm gonna take you guys to another planet. He puts them all into a construct sphere. And then, for no fucking reason, he just turns it into a space shuttle and flies off. I'm like, really, dude? Because he's just sitting there, and you're just
so
watching.
fun.
It zooms out, and you're just watching. I'm like, okay, I guess he's about to dip out, but no, he's just like spaceship.
Yeah. I think I have an explanation though, to be a dick about it. In Green Lantern First Flight, the animated, when they put him on a ship, they were like, well, we put you on a spaceship because you're used to this. If we traveled you any other way, it would fuck with your head. I always kind of like that too. I was like, all right, that makes sense. Green Lantern also gives us Kilowog, who's one of like the best characters in all of the thing. I hate the way they draw him in Justice League. He looks like a giant, weird bobblehead.
Yeah.
Well, look at his legs next time. His legs are the same exact size as everybody else's. Hips are the same exact size.
He's just got,
Stomach
like, the
is.
big head.
All of a sudden, his chest is a little bit bigger than head. Just boom. And he's pink, and he looks really weird and piggy.
Yeah.
And even though that's kind of...
I've never
Didn't
liked
the
the
way they didn't...
The art style of the animated series is like the Batman and Superman.
I like most of it. Yeah, I was gonna say I like the for that time. But the thing that bothers me is Batman's ears.
Too long?
Too long and spread apart. Like
Okay.
I'm okay with long if they're long and straight up, but they were like kind of like this, like almost like Ant-Man's antennas, but just like straight instead of like forward, and they just don't look nice. They look cheesy and just cards like.
It definitely adds the more of where's that function?
Yeah,
It gets right
even though,
in
like I
between
just
the
said, I like
fantasy
the
and
tall.
function.
As long as they're like straightforward and they're
Yeah.
long, I'm okay with that. Even though they don't make sense either, it's just aesthetically. I just do
Aesthetics,
not like
yeah.
those ears.
There's just it's got to stay in between that. It's either got to be functional or aesthetic. And this one, you're just like, I don't know which one it is.
Yeah.
This is not. Yeah, please me.
Because that comic style, like that cartoon style, is not the most aesthetically pleasing thing. So it's just like, so make it make sense and doesn't fit either. But yeah,
Much better in Young Justice.
Yeah.
Young Justice is probably the crispest out there. Crispest?
Crispin Glover.
Yes, Crispin Glover. It's the most Crispin Glover out there.
It's the most crispy club out there. All right.
So I went through my number 4.
Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Your number 4. Your number 4.
Yeah, my number 4 is Batman. Batman.
The classic.
Yeah.
I love myself some Batman.
So do I.
Yeah. He didn't make my list. But
He
it's
didn't
because
make mine.
You just love Batman.
Yeah, he might be an obvious choice, but I mean, like it's Batman. The thing is, like,
Even when it's bad, it's good.
yeah,
Pizza or sex. It's like, even when it's not too great, it's still pretty good.
it's probably like one of the easiest ones to make a good story out of without him actually
Oh,
doing anything.
Yeah.
Like I said before, like in one of the previous episodes, like a good Batman story could just be him having a shitty night. That's what all the Arkham games were like. It's just one night of him just dealing with all this bullshit.
You want to read The Long Halloween.
Yes. I have it on my Kindle.
Yeah.
I'll figure out how to give it to you. Yeah, I dive into e-comics every now and then just because of...
I try to, like,
It's
I
just so
downloaded
easy.
Comixology. It's just, like, the money is, like, almost the same price as buying,
Oh, it's absolutely the same
like,
price.
like regular, hardcover or paperback.
Yep.
So I was just like, I'd rather own it physically than pay for it digitally.
I understand, but sometimes, like, it really leads to...
It's just
I
convenient.
don't do it often, but when I do, I binge it.
Mm.
You know, because I'll read one,
to have
and
it
it'll
there
only
with
take
you.
me a second, or like, how long does it take to read? Like, if you read it once, you go through an hour maybe. you're sitting really doing nothing. You can really crush it while looking at it, and then all of a sudden you're done. It's like, oh, you like this? Here's another one that you might like. You know? Oh shit, I might like that, and you hit it, and all of a sudden you got a second one. And again, especially if you're doing the storyline, because that's how I went through Batman New 52 is Snyder and Capullo's. It was just like, here's 1 through 7, you want it? Like, yes, please. Here's 7 through 12, you want it? And you're like, yeah, and then shit, all of a sudden it's over, and you have all these, you have, quote unquote, all these books, but you don't really have them.
True.
So yeah, I see both sides to it.
I never got into that because I don't like scrolling.
Do you know who said it best? Stan Lee. It's comics are like boobs. They look great on a computer, but I'd rather hold them in my hand. Like fucking A, great. Yes, you are correct, sir.
Great job, Stan.
Good job.
Man.
Stan the man. Soapbox Stan.
Yeah. I really don't have too much to say about Batman. I feel it's kind of like right there in your face.
Well, what
obvious.
I tried to do when making my list is who do I consistently want good stories from, or what character do I go in looking for that I want to read about them and have, like Batman, like I said, good or bad, I don't go in thinking, am I going to buy a Batman this week? It's going through and Batman, like it's there. It's Batman. It's a constant. And even like I was trying to say a little bit with the Batman and Robin, and it's indefensible and nostalgia and all, it's like I said, even when it's bad, it's still kind of good. It's Batman. It's there.
I mean, they came out with they have the Adam West Batman, which is campy as shit, and I mean, like, there's things you can always take away from to enjoy.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you. Perfectly worded. That's what I've been rambling about for a while.
There are things that I haven't seen in a while. I need to watch Batman Returns, the Danny DeVito one. I haven't seen that one in like ever. I think I've only seen that one like twice. But I went back and watched '89 like a year ago because it was on Netflix. So I want to go back and watch that one because the other ones are pretty clear in my head. Like the one with Jim Carrey. Which one was that one again? Batman.
Forever. Pretty clear in your head. Yeah.
Forever.
I've seen it. I can remember that. I can probably quote that movie. I remember the movie like scene for scene, and even the other one I watched kind of recently, Batman and Robin.
Chill. When I was cutting the other one, I was listening to you, and you're like, when I eat a hoagie, and I watched that thing on the internet, I went and I found that thing on the internet of his best lines and ate a hoagie, and I was like, this is great. This is so good.
Oh, it looks like I have to eat a hoagie and
watch that show.
That and then some Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. We need to, probably gonna get down on some Bob Ross tonight.
Ooh, you watch Bob Ross?
No.
It's good. You should throw it on before bed.
Okay. We are talking about the painter, right?
Yeah.
All right.
He's on my list of top 5 painters. He's 2, 3, and 4. No, he's 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Who's number 1?
Alex Ross. The other Ross.
There's only 2. I love that. Who's your number 4? Are we good with Batman?
Yeah, we're good with Batman.
Who's your number 4?
My number 4 was Spider-Man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Spider-Man, he was nostalgic, growing up watching his cartoons. Him just being like a kid from New York and like sticking up with his powers to like people like Kingpin. And then having to deal with Harry Osborn and taking his father's love in the third.
You took my father's love, Pete.
He's just a cool cat, and all his costume designs from even the ones that I haven't been very exposed to, the future ones. Bobby's been playing Spider-Man,
Amazing Spider-Man 2,
and they have like all the suits that you can choose from, and all his suits are just so cool looking.
What's your favorite Spider-Man? Just look.
Look wise, I really like the noir one.
Spider-Man Noir is
Scarlet.
Awesome. Scarlet
Spider-Man with that like weird blue kind of
cut off shirt.
Yeah, it's like a weird cut off shirt, and it's like a weird kind of baby blue, but then you get the I don't know why I fell in love with that, and I don't know shit about the character. I don't know anything about it. The only reason I know his face is either because of Web of Dimension Webs, something.
Shattered Dimensions.
That one.
Or Web of Shadows.
Yeah, it was one of them.
The Web of Shadows, I think that is the one. I'm pretty sure you can
Spider-Man had some good games.
you can get his costume in any of the games.
You know, and even though his movies haven't been great, or like I don't know, he hasn't been the biggest rising star since up until recently with Tom Holland.
I mean, like Spider-Man's been at the top of. He's been like Marvel's guy. I mean,
I think
He
he's
is.
still number one in
He is the
Marvel
face.
comics.
Like for comic books, like the face is Batman, Spider-Man, Superman.
Those are the three most well known on the planet.
Oh, this is a cool look, man.
He looks so good, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Looking at the Scarlet Spider.
He looks rugged.
He does.
yeah, I'd either have to go
He
with
looks like he's out of Queens, man.
Spider-Man Noir or just him in his black suit.
Yeah, because like you feel more so than ever that I could make this.
Yeah.
They look like red pants. All right, I can figure that out. Red boots, like a cutoff.
How about when he's fighting Jigsaw or whatever, or Buzzsaw
And-
in Spider-Man 1? He's wearing like the red
The wrestler?
ski mask.
oh, boom,
Bone saw. What the fuck?
Everybody's looking
bone saw. Yeah, and they have the saws that say bone on them.
Oh yeah, and Spidey's just like wearing this ugly red spray painted like turtleneck.
You know who that is, right?
Who's that?
It's the Macho Man Randy
Oh
Savage.
yeah. Yeah, that was fucking great.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of play time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just-
Spider-Man, number 4.
Yeah, he's my number one.
He's my number 2.
He's great to see in action.
So Spider-Man will definitely be on the picture of this episode because
Yes.
Spider-Man's awesome.
He's great to see in action. Like, even when his movies suck, seeing him swing around.
I mean, all of
is
that- yeah.
fucking awesome.
None of them have bad action scenes.
Yeah,
No,
like every
that's
time
for
I
sure.
walk by Bobby's room and he's playing those games, he's not even in mission. I just stand there and watch Bobby swing building to building and just try and do tricks. One of the things I like his catapult thing that he does.
Yeah.
He does like the X and he like launches himself.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Even, you could talk all the shit about any movie that you want. Number 3 gets it the hardest. When he fights Venom and the way he takes him out is well written.
Yeah.
Because
Was it the belt
like
thing?
no, that's what everybody expects. That's what I expected. That's how Peter gets him off of him. But when he's fighting Eddie Brock, what he does is he's got all these pipes because they're in a construction zone. So he takes the pipes and he's slamming them into the ground, creating a circular cage. And as he's doing it, he's also whacking the shit out of them because the vibration of that, so it drives the symbiote all crazy.
Yeah.
So as he's getting away, and he's trying and he's flinging pipes with this pss, pss, and slamming them, ba, 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 ba. And it is really, really fucking good. And he gets it, and then at the very end, the symbiote's coming off, and he sees Eddie a little bit, shoots the web out, grabs Eddie, pulls him out as he throws like a bomb or a grenade or some shit in on the symbiote, which blows it all to hell. And it's like, fucking A.
Yeah.
And the first scene with the Sandman, too, is really a good fight scene as well. It's just all the shit in between, and especially the dancing bullshit.
Ooh, I just caught that scene like a few days ago. It was on
Gurus.
television. It was fucking not good.
But yeah, his
The scene should
action
always be
scenes-
edited out of the movie.
It really should.
His attitude, he was so sassy.
That's sassy should not be one of the things that the symbiote makes you do.
No.
And I like that his power set is like cool and original in my opinion. Just, he can cling to walls.
It doesn't sound OP, but it's OP.
He's super strong, but he's not like the strongest dude out there. But his biggest thing is his spider sense and the fact that he's super agile. So he's like, this dude is just not actually getting hit by stuff. So if you watch him in like the movies, like the first one where he's in the fire and he just dip and does a nice little barrel roll, dodging all that shit.
The bladed.
Except the one that he got from the bike messenger.
And then there's the scene in Amazing Spider-Man where the criminal is shooting at the guy and he's fucking standing there dodging bullets. It's like,
Yes,
oh,
in the first one. Oh, yes, that is really cool. And that's
Did you just try
also
to shoot me?
the other great scene in that where it's like, hey, if you're gonna be a car burglar, maybe don't dress up like a car burglar. And is that a knife? Is that a small knife? Yeah, it is.
That's smart ass.
Yeah.
I also like, even though his villains are for the most part like pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
I still really enjoy them. It might be a nostalgia thing from like the show growing up, but even Doc Ock in like the big yellow and green armor, Rhino just a,
And the bowl cut.
just a big
the bowl cut, yeah.
We can't forget the bowl
with
cut.
the big square frame.
Yes.
Oh,
As Shocker, I would love a Shocker movie.
Yeah, I was telling.
And I want Smythe in there too.
I was playing Spider-Man,
Rex Smythe Higgins.
the Spider-Man game for the PS2 that was based off the first movie, and you can put a cheat code in and you can play a Shocker.
Yes.
But you can't actually shock things. You're just Spider-Man in Shocker's costume. Biggest letdown ever.
It's like, why are you in this suit? I don't know. Did it shock you?
I think in an older game, like there was a really good Shocker mission. You're just like in a subway and you have to like dodge through
Yes.
different carts as you're shooting things up the
There's
subway.
3 tunnels.
Yeah.
And you have to there's 3 tunnels with breaks in them. So you have to see where he's at and get up and up and
Yeah.
up. And before he gets you got to dodge into the middle once you get a break. Yeah, I remember that. I spent a lot of hours on that one.
You know, we have one of Bobby's favorite villains in there. You got Carnage, Venom, Punisher's big guy, Mysterio.
Mysterio.
That would be a good
I want
villain.
the dome, man. I want to see that dome.
I think that could work. Because if you're going to have to take it to if you have to go with a giant dome, you can make them purple and green. Like, why the fuck not? You already have the giant. Like, if, there is no more outlandish.
You know,
Once you have to go there,
it's in
why
a world
not?
where
Is he movie worthy,
Vision
though?
flying
Oh,
around.
hell yeah.
Mysterio?
Those little cubes, man, and he threw them in the Spider-Man animated. Yeah, he had those little cubes, and
Because
he'd
also
throw
has
them,
a lot
and
of
it would
characters
create
that
a
wouldn't be
scene.
good for movies.
This
Like
is
we were
true.
just talking about Vulture the other day. Like, would you really want to see Vulture in a movie?
I guess just the aerial battle is what
we
they're
saw
going
what they did
for.
with Rhino, and it'll be hard to pull off like a big guy in a big Rhino suit. And like the mech idea was cool, but Paul Giamatti was some weird Russian tattooed guy, and it just wasn't that great.
Mysterio, I think they could do a lot with him. Because, he'd be standing in a room, he'd throw one of those
Can
cubes, and all of a
Shocker
sudden,
really be
he's, drowning in the middle of the ocean.
top tier villain for a whole movie?
Well, I mean, I would say there'd be. If you were going to do a Spider-Man movie with, Shocker or Mysterio or any of those, any of his little things, there need to be a other villain who's really calling the shots and
Get
shit.
some Craven up in there.
Kraven the Hunter's pretty cool.
What about Chameleon or Scorpion? Wasn't his name just Scorpion?
Yeah,
He
Scorpion.
was just green.
But I liked his
Right there, I just immediately thought Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. It's like Spider-Man never fought Scorpion.
Why is his name Scorpion? I like how they did the crocodile.
The
His
lizard.
teacher was it just lizard?
The
Man?
lizard.
Lizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always
Ooh.
liked him in the cartoon.
That episode with all his weird kids and, the sewers. And we are an accident. The girl finds it out, and then she's got the bomb, and it comes off, and really, really solid episode. Nothing. No,
I haven't seen
Yeah, I don't remember it.
Oh, that was a really fucking good one.
He was
Yeah.
Adrian from Little Nicky in the live action movie.
Yes, Rise something.
Get in the flask. Get in the flask, lizard man.
But that's Lizard. Lizard is another character that I wouldn't think could be a main villain for the entire movie, and they made it work. I mean, I totally bought what he was doing and all that type of stuff.
True.
Did he always work for Oscorp?
No.
No, right?
Well, in the
Wasn't he just
original
his,
ones,
his professor teacher
Correct.
who he was cool with?
and still only had one arm in those movies too, so at least they did that.
Word.
Another thing about Spider-Man, and the thing that I just found in common with my list, is when I was a kid, I was like, if I was at that convention, I could have been bitten by that spider. It could have been me.
I would have been awesome.
I would have been a good Spider-Man too. because this guy's got problems. Like, that's obviously the other thing. Like, he's got problems too. That's nice.
He's broke.
Yeah.
I'm broke.
I'm broke, yeah.
I think the only problem like you would have is like, would you be able to build web shooters?
Oh, fuck no. I'd have to rely on the agility. And trying to
I'd be
parkour and stuff.
up in
yeah.
there pulling sale signs.
John, there's fucking web everywhere. What are you doing?
Facing would be insane. I'd never drop anything.
Yeah.
Oh, you wouldn't have to reach over anything. You either
It's
just like
fucked.
touch and
I'm
just
talking about having
slice things
Spider-Man
up.
powers.
Nice, yeah.
I'm talking about going to work with Spider-Man powers. Yeah, that's my number 4. Are we over Spider-Man?
Mine was Green Lantern, so I'm done with number 4. Who was your number 4?
My number 4 was
It was
Batman.
We're on number 3 already.
So,
My number 3 is The Flash. Flash is,
power play.
in terms of what powers would you want, Nick? Speed. I'd love to be a speedster. Just for the obvious, in terms of work and stuff like that, just general life would be fantastic as a speedster. We were talking about even Quicksilver and just doing all that kind of stuff and just being that fast. And especially...
so much more time for activities.
Yes. And then even more than that, one of the things I love in Flashpoint Paradox when Thawne has them is, you do have my powers, but you have zero creativity on how to use them. And he does the with his hand and throws stuff more. Like, there's so much more to the Flash than just running around. He could do a lot of great stuff. And of course, then we can even get into if you're powerful enough, can you time travel and stuff like that? And again, with the theme of my list, that lightning bolt could have hit me, bro. I could have been the Flash, man. I could have done it.
Oh, didn't he? Wasn't he creating some sort of experiment, and then the combination with the lightning bolt and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, I could have had chemicals around me. It's possible.
Mixing up the photo lab.
Yes, fucking A. Thank you, John Boy.
There you go. Everything happens in CVS.
But because it was photo, I'm a literal Flash. I just get really bright for a second, and that's it. I get the name, and I'm like, fuck, I was so close. And it's just like, oh, God, if only there was a guy here to blind everybody for 2 seconds. I'm like, yes, it's my time. Click, and that's how I make it happen. I have to say the word click. It's my own little Shazam.
I should have said this before. My number 3 was Captain America, just to keep going with that. But I did. Did I say it before?
I don't remember.
No, I don't think I said it before. But I did go into why I liked him too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You might have. Flash, I want to run around. Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Superman.
That's my number 2.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't make my list either.
I couldn't.
I just in the past like 2 or 3 years, not even like I want to say like 4 or 5 years, my love for Superman has gone up substantially. When I was younger, like I was more into Batman. My cousin was more into Superman. Never really like dug. I thought it was like, kind of cheesy, being so powerful. But then like I don't know, when you're a kid, I didn't think about him being an alien from another country. What really opened my eyes was watching Kill Bill.
Yeah, that scene at the end,
And
Kill Bill.
In the second one, Bill talks about Superman, how he's an alien, and the way he blends in with us is by dressing like us, like weird, like the human being is his disguise. Clark Kent is his disguise.
He wakes up Superman.
Yeah.
He's got to pretend to be Clark Kent.
Yeah.
It's interesting for a dude who grew up on Earth among other people.
But like, if you look at it that way, he's been hiding who he really is his entire life. So there's sure he was raised as a human being, but he's different from human beings. So I guess he can never really feel like a human being. He can only feel like Superman, someone different outside. There's nobody out there who can just survive a nuclear explosion and be like, oh dang,
Come out shriveled,
kind of tickled.
Raisin Superman.
Did I bring it up last time with the death of Superman Lives? What happened? That there was the scene that what they were planning for with that movie, and especially with Nicolas Cage, and the reason why I think it could have worked is that he crash lands and somehow bounces out of the ship. and is found by the parents, who find just a baby and don't know anything else. So why is this baby in the middle? Because he's a super baby, you know, he literally bounced miles or whatever it was and wasn't hurt, blah, blah, blah. So grows up finding out these powers. And as a grown man, you know, he goes into his apartment. There's a secret kind of door or something like that, or whatever. He opens it up, and it's the news clippings and stuff like that, you know, the kind of generic scene of different people showing different powers throughout the planet and explaining it, and him trying to figure out what the fuck is the matter with me. LexCorp finds a ship, he puts two and two together and has to fly away in such anger and rage, in a sense, and just being let down and hurt because I'm not human. I'm not even human. And just that weight of that discovery of, like, I'm getting a little, like, that's fucking heavy, man. And just going that way with it, of not even knowing what you were this whole time and just trying to think, like, it's weird enough that I'm a freak, but now not only am I a freak and I can do these things, but I'm the freakiest. I'm not even a fucking human being. I don't belong here. I'm not from here.
Yeah.
And, like, what a freaking wow. And, like, when they explained that, that's when they had my money. I was like, Nick Cage, I don't give a fuck. I'll go watch that movie.
Talk about adoption.
Yeah.
That's a weird way to take it, though, because number one, he's sitting here thinking his entire life, like, what the fuck is wrong with me? He's researching it, just trying to find out what's going on. He finds out what's going on. It's like a weight coming off his shoulders, like, now I know why I have these powers. But now I have a whole new set of problems.
Exactly.
I'm an alien. I'm an alien. What am I going to do now? Where am I from?
So in complexity like that, really, and again, going back to almost the Cap thing in the sense that one of the oldest frickin' comic book characters, he's credited action number one, you know, goes through, is it technically the oldest comic, blah, 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 but yeah, I mean, that guy's got over 75 years worth of history.
I just like
that's three of me.
The reason why he's on my the reason why he's on my list is because the guy. It's like it's not about what he can do and his powers and stuff. It's about the story behind the character itself. You know, that's why. Like that's when I started learning about Superman. That's when my love, like, he's actually pretty cool if you think about it. You get around all the stuff that, like, all these other superheroes out here. Batman, he's like. You have them. They're always going neck and neck, and it's like, oh, who's the cooler superhero? Batman, of course, because he's a regular person. He does cooler things, but I'm like, nah, I think Superman's cooler because look at his story. You know, look at the type of shit that he has to go through. It's not all about the action. It's about the depth that they bring to the character and stuff like that.
He is really deep. And I'm still just thinking about the fact that
deep.
He's got to think about, I'm not even a human being. And then there's that whole thing in Man of Steel that when I was listening to it, it's when he's first learning to fly, and they will stumble, and they will fall, but eventually you will lead them into the light. Just,
what I find funny is about that is like, who the fuck is he to lead them into the light? Who does Superman think he is, just doing what he's doing?
Does he think he can fight the Hulk or something? Who the fuck do you think you are, Superman?
Follows the
outrage. Yeah, that's another thing that I find interesting about the character is this guy is over here choosing to save people and choosing, like,
save a planet.
Yeah, he's over here protecting a planet.
He's not even from.
Nobody's really asking him to do it. He's just doing it. And, you know, there's problems popping up all over the place. And you have Lex Luthor was like, well, who the fuck do you think you are coming here and doing the things that you're doing?
Who asked you?
Yeah, exactly.
Alien, go home.
Like, where does he get off, like, acting the way he's acting and stuff? You have these in fucking.
Who gave you the right?
Yeah, in Man of Steel.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
In Man of Steel, when they at the very end, where the guys, where he just drops a satellite down there, and it's like, "What are you fucking stupid?" It's
That's
like
a $40 million piece of equipment. It was.
yeah, like who the fuck does he think he is? Yeah. You know,
I'm Superman.
Like
because that's also great too when he breaks the cups. Like, let's put all the cards on the table. And like, there's no strain. There's not even a wince. It doesn't even look like there was effort. It looks like he was trying harder to keep them on rather than to take them off.
He's just like, oh, if I flex one time,
If I
they're gonna
flinch,
snap.
yeah. I mean, imagine he's just sitting there and he gets. Oh wow, that's a great question. Hold on. Imagine if he's sitting there and he gets an itch and just. Oh shit. But then again, does Superman get itches?
No. Does he sneeze?
No.
I've never seen him
Unless
sneeze
he's got
once.
like a kryptonite flower, maybe that would make him sneeze.
Allergies.
flower, kryptonite pollen, all that type of shit.
I think we went back to it too. If you go all the way back to the first episode, in a way that they could have made Batman v Superman better, is instead of finding green kryptonite, they found red, and they got him into a trance of fucking with his mind, and that's why he's attacking Batman. Just saying. And Batman was the only one to find green kryptonite and figure out, all right, this is how I'm going to take him down and get him back.
I wanted them to pull a Red Sun, where they do like a red room type of deal. And then,
Okay.
and then Batman just like
Bust him out.
just beats him.
Oh, beats him
his
in
ass.
there.
Yeah. Catches him under like these red lights and just goes to town on Superman. As much as I love Superman, it's also
Just goes
interesting
to
to see a
town.
character like that get beat up by just
Yeah.
average dudes,
Yeah.
by average Joe's gymnasium.
That was great too about Batman
Nice
Dark
pull.
Knight Returns Part 2 is that scene, and of course that epic speech. Ollie shoots the thing, catches him, and
Coulda had a
if
higher
if I
dosage.
did a higher dosage, if I didn't choose the right coagulant, if I had messed up just an inch, you'd be dead. So in your deepest moments of your most personal private life, I want you to remember the man that beat you. It's just like, oh shit. And that is, again, because we are talking about Superman, not Batman, that's got to be heavy too. How do you go through your whole life just going, guys, come on, let's stop this. I'm fucking Superman. And then having to get your ass really beat and just going, like, literally then as an alien learning your humanity.
Yeah. That's a nice little,
Dope.
nice little eye opener for Superman.
Yes.
At that age,
At that age, and
Yeah, at that
like
age,
he's
yeah.
getting beat up by old Batman.
And like that must be
And
an
also
even
think about
bigger
how
eye
long they were
opener.
friends.
That's what I was just about to say. Of just be like, he probably could have done this from day one.
He's probably thought about doing it from
I've
day
thought
one.
I've been taking him. I thought I've been taking it easy on
Every
him
time
this whole
Superman
time.
says something smart, Batman's like, "You're lucky."
You're fucking lucky.
He has his hand on the button. Just say it. Say it one more time.
Or any other times, like, no, Bruce, step back. I got this. He's like, what the fuck do you think you are? Come on, I'm fucking Batman. I can get in there and fuck
Batman
this
used to
thing
make,
up.
like kryptonite brass knuckles.
Yeah. That'd be really good. That would work.
Yeah, he's just like, wow, just giving him body shots. At it. Like, Superman's like,
He just throws on the brass knuckle and he's just, all right, Superman, we about to go hard to the body, bro.
Batman's like, the champ is here.
Nah, son, you going down.
Superman.
Superman, good
Yeah.
guy. Good guy.
My number 2 is Spider-Man, so I'm waiting on number 1. Your number 2 was...
Oh, no, we already went through my list.
Yeah, 'cause
my
he was your number 1, so he was your number 3. Who's your number 2?
Dr. Manhattan.
Okay. Yeah, we'll stop, pause there, and then we'll
Love
go
the-
through number 1s.
The godliness of that character.
I do too.
The tone of everything he says. It's so smart. Just
Decisive, precise.
yeah, he just explains things on such another level that you don't even actually understand, but it just sounds fucking amazing. When he talks about molecules and when he talks about miracles to Silk Spectre,
And just
fucking
breaks
great.
it down to the point where you're just...
Yeah, and he had like one of my favorite scenes. Like that's why that movie made it to number 1. Just every time he has any sort of monologue, it's
Him
just-
explaining his origin is the best thing that's in that
the
film.
description of like from the setting to specifics.
It's April, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I love... And she
love
kisses
it.
me long with a little kiss afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like an eye on top
it's just
of her.
really
It's
good
like a
writing
dotting an
for a
eye.
character. Hits me.
Well, that's what makes the hostess pies thing that I mentioned before so funny, too. Inside this big pie is a warm, chewy cherry center. It is
Dude,
delicious.
what's that?
As I drop the wrapper, it falls at 9.8 meters per second squared, and I take my first bite. Yummy. It's so good.
Hey, that's why I love American Psycho so much. Like I was thinking, like, wow, a movie with a guy doing the monologues like that would be amazing. Just going through everything, very descriptive, the day to day, all their activities, and then I was just like, wait, that's just American Psycho from scene one to the end of the movie. This is all it is. Dr. Manhattan, great. He's another one. He's my science experiment gone bad. How you feel about Hulk? Sciencey guy goes through the wrong, fucked up.
Yeah, and it just fucks up the rest of his life.
For me, it's Dr. Manhattan. I just like that level that he's on. And now with the new thing about him supposedly creating the DC universe, like that's fucked up. Actually,
I just like it to the fact that he's just like this science thing fucked up his life, and he's so far beyond just being depressed all the time that he just doesn't. He's just empty inside.
It's apathy. It goes beyond any emotion. There is none. There's no time for it. I'm too smart for it. It's a great.
I said, leave me alone.
I just thought that the other day too. Just back up a little bit. Leave me alone. I said. I love that part too. He's like, that blue is way too blue for camera, and he's like, is that better? And like shades down a little bit. Like, oh shit. But yeah, we were talking about his origin too, where a few of them want to bow down to me specifically, or want to surrender to me. They think I am a god. I don't know what I am. It's just,
if there is a God, I'm nothing.
I am nothing like him. Mm-hmm. And that whole time too, we're talking about convenience.
Like his emblem, the way he's like, my publicist Shay should have a logo, and it's like, if I have a logo, it's one I respect, and he just goes on and makes it. It's just like I think it's hydrogen.
I think so.
I believe it's just hydrogen.
Whatever that circle thing is?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure it's hydrogen.
It's number one.
Go ask him.
I shall go tell the indestructible man that someone plans to murder him.
Nice. Good pull. Last thing I want to say about him, at least, is the sound that they gave him for the the teleportation. It's really cool. I really like that little kind of thing in the movie.
I think when he's going into his origin story, the music that they had playing was just fantastic. We touched on that before, but yeah, it's brought it all together very nicely.
Yeah. Oh.
So who's that? That was your number 2.
Yeah.
You want to go number 1 first?
Yeah, I spoiled this last week, but
oh yeah, you did. We all know.
X gonna give it to you.
DMX is his number 1
DMX, number 1 rap star, superstar. But now the X-Men, man, from childhood. I just think it's one of those things I can't let go of. Like,
and we're taking that, as the whole book.
Even though, like, I just love X-Men.
One.
None of their movies made it to my top 5, even though I did like them. But when it came to, like, bottom line, as movies, they weren't the best. But they just hold a special spot in my heart. And I was actually telling Bobby, he was asking me what my favorite X-Men was and why they just aren't my favorite superhero. And I was telling him, I feel like the X-Men come as a package. Sorry, I needed to touch that. The X-Men come as a package. You don't go by the Mystique and the Cyclops and the Nightcrawlers comics all special. You buy X-Men comics. Justice League is separate. They were on their own before they were a team.
X-Men all came out together.
Yeah.
Very true. I love the X-Men as well.
But you did have a favorite X-Men. Which one was it?
Cyclops.
I'm going to let you say yours first, because if you let me do it first, I'm just going to steal yours.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, Dick. God, I love Nightcrawler. I really do. So. I'd probably go Beast.
Wolverine used to be my favorite when I was a kid.
Yeah, because he was the badass.
Well, he's like the Batman of the X-Men. Yeah,
I think it was definitely an age thing, because when I first got into Watchmen, I was really into Rorschach. I just like how badass he was, just not giving a fuck. But where I'm at now, I think Cyclops is a great guy, great dude, cool power. He just runs around. He's not mobile. He can't jump. He can't fly.
All he's got is this beam.
He's got these insane beams that come out of his face.
Mm-hmm. Oh. What's your favorite Cyclops look? Because whenever they have him in like that weird
90s hair out the top.
Okay.
Sometimes brown leather jacket over the royal blue.
I was gonna say yeah.
He can take it off. Sometimes without the leather jacket, it's all right. But
I need that long trench coat duster, and I need his hair gone. I like when he's like got that bald cap, then the glasses, so all he really has out of his mouth, and it's all tight, and then the leather.
I kind of
duster
like the Phoenix Force look, the big red X. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then even they did a good in Evolution, like young Scott Summers look. I was like, that looks pretty dope too. Hair out, his beam was looking good. It was. He's a very interesting character, Scott Summers.
I just love the 90s, the royal blue. And that's why we mentioned it when we were talking about Apocalypse. They finally brought back they brought out the chest strap.
Yep.
With the
communicator
badge. A-okay. Yep. And from X-Men comes the best villain, Magneto. You get so much out of the X-Men.
What do you think? I want to see Mr. Sinister in a fucking movie.
Yeah.
That'll give people nightmares.
I don't know much. I don't remember much about Mr. Sinister. Like he was one of those villains. Like when these movies were coming out back in like the early 2000s, like Spider-Man and the X-Men movies. I was expected Mr. Sinister because I feel like he was such a key player in those cartoons.
Yes.
And like he just never came out. And whenever I would mention him, like later on, people were like, "Who the fuck is that guy?"
And then when you show him
he
pictures,
was this weird white faced dude with like diamonds
sharp
on
teeth,
his
and he's got the
forehead
diamond,
and like these big, like this weird shredded cape on his back. And I don't know why he was just so scary, but I just don't remember.
He was
anything
terrifying.
about him.
And if they did
It
that
was
now,
him,
it
and
would
I
terrify
expected Omega Red to see him on screen early on, but we never got that.
And I still don't think we're gonna make it. And
Omega
what
Red.
would be awesome for it is in a Deadpool movie, because Deadpool already has Colossus. And I want to see some Russian on Russian, freaking metallic
Metal
people
on metal.
fighting. Yeah.
Just hear all the clinks of them hitting each
Exactly.
other.
How good would that be? And him just throwing out those whippy octopus freaking things that come out of his wrist and
pulling
shit.
things. That would be cool.
And Deadpool's just, look at this.
I think one of my favorite iterations of Cyclops was I don't remember the series itself, but it was on Netflix. It looked like it was animated in Flash. It was an X-Men series, and at some point in it, like Cyclops doesn't have powers. He's just like running around like a regular dude, and this is like what he looked like in it.
Oh, wow.
And I thought he looked cool because number one, he's Cyclops, so he doesn't look like Cyclops at all. You expect him to be all nice, clean cut, just like holding himself up. But right now, he looks like a fucking like street thug. He's holding a gun. He's about to blast somebody in the fucking head. He's got himself a nice beard going. And I'm just like, wow, that's Cyclops right there. It's just the thought of how that guy changed it to him. Doesn't have any powers, and he does some of the coolest shit in the entire series. Just this guy who just doesn't have abilities.
Fucking A.
Yeah, Cyclops is he's having to turn like Captain America, whereas if they keep putting him out there and they keep making him do cool stuff, he's just gonna get more and more popular because for the entire time that X-Men has been like out, Wolverine has always been top dog. Everybody's like, Wolverine's the most awesome badass guy out there. Nobody looks at Cyclops and thinks he's badass until he actually starts doing some badass stuff.
Yeah, they give him no justice.
Yeah, I mean, like he was cool in Apocalypse.
Yeah.
He was a very pivotal part in Civil War, too, wasn't he? The comic? I have to reread.
Civil War, Avengers vs. X-Men.
That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't think I remember him
Yeah,
in
no,
Civil
that's
War.
why I'm losing my mind a little bit. And yeah, but he killed people in that one, right?
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, people didn't like that. They turned Cyclops into a killer. I'm like, but they turned Superman into a killer a few times. They turned Batman into a killer. Why can't they turn Cyclops into a killer?
Let them kill.
I think it's funny how everybody's over here like going crazy. How Superman and Zod were fighting in Man of Steel. It's like, oh man, they're killing so many people, and it's like, but Superman doesn't kill any people, blah blah blah. And I'm thinking like, he just fucking off Zod at the end of the fucking movie. Like, nah, he's done. Nobody says anything about that, but all the people who are not dying, they don't show dying, that are dying, people are like, nah, do it again. Snap all their necks.
I'm fucking Superman. Who do you think you are?
And Superman in versus the Elite was great.
Very
When they
good.
push him,
Yeah.
he's just like, "I'll show you what I can do," and he tricks them. Thinks everyone thinks he killed everyone, and I'm just like, "Oh man!" He's just talking from like this other realm. They're like, "Why can't we hear him?" But you can't see him. He just like phases across the screen. Awesome.
That's another thing that always bothers me about like any of the super characters that have super before their gender, is Superman is supposed to be super fast. All his other super like people are supposed to be, have like modified versions of his ability and stuff. I'm over here watching Young Justice. I'm like, why isn't Superboy at least like running a little bit faster than? Because he's over here. He's over.
Jump everywhere like Hulk.
He's over here like jogging to where he needs to be. He's like,
He
she's
rides
right
around-
over there. Just super speed over there, dude. He's like, no, begin. Ugh. Oh, I hate when oh my god, I think Flash does that at some point too, where he's over here like he's running with another Young Justice dude that's not that fast, but they're having a nice little conversation and stuff on a mission. And he's running with them. It's like, why don't you just run over there, run back, and then then you have the
Don't
talk.
finish your conversation.
Yeah, like scope out the situation
like-
and then see what's going on.
Bring them with them.
Yeah,
Grab the neck so you don't get whiplash and just zoom them forward.
What?
zoop them
That's
forward.
No, I was
Evan
hoping you'd
Peters
go
did.
whiplash. That's what I was hoping for. Next time.
Whiplash.
Play into it. Yeah, great scene. I was dying.
The X-Men are good.
X-Men are good.
Yeah.
My number one
Go for
is
it.
Nightwing.
Nightwing.
Because if you go through my list, like I've been saying, I could have been chosen for the super soldier serum. Could have been chosen to wear a power ring. Could have been hit by that lightning bolt, or could have attended that science fair. All of those are very unlikely. A billionaire finding me and training me to be his ward and fight crime is the most likely out of all those scenarios. So growing up, I think that that's what really fixated me towards him. Like, I could really do this. It's, it's even the Why is Batman so good is if you put your mind to it, you can actually physically do it. And especially at that young age like he is too. Sorry. Especially at that young age and starting the Batman training, getting the Batman training, like that's already a step above what Bruce ever had, because Bruce had to get training and develop the Batman training type. Dick Grayson got it since he was, 12, 13 maybe? I don't know how young he was when he got...
Since he was a Nino.
Yeah, since he was very small. And then I think it was cemented, and I think I've said it before too, in Batman the Animated Series. The simplicity of that costume, the slick one-piece unitard with the big blue bird, domino mask, and he was 90s, so he had a cool fucking kind of long-haired mullet going on. And then he jumps off the building while everybody else with their freaking, what are those called? Like the little grappling hook things. Nah, bro, pulls out his wings and just flies next to all of them. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then it's Nightwing has always been that, and then the two batons too.
A lot of people who really like Nightwing, and I don't know. I just never not got it. I think he's cool. I never found him that cool, but like I like to hear people's point of views on why.
Hear people gush about Nightwing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know he's an awesome character. I know he's cool, and like every time I see him on screen, I'm like, yeah, Nightwing, this guy's fucking badass.
Like, I was
and
excited
shit.
to see the transition between season 1 and 2 of Young Justice.
Yes.
See him become like now he's
Yes.
Nightwing,
And here's Tim Drake. I gotta
he's in
take you
charge.
up now.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's so
cool.
good. It's so good, and that's the other
The only
thing.
time I
like-
didn't really not like seeing Nightwing was in what was it, Teen Titans versus Justice League, and I think he's on screen twice.
Yeah.
Once he's just Skyping with what's her face, and he's just like looks full douche with his like gold chain. He's just like she's just showing her cleavage. I was like, what is this scene? And then the other one, he's just driving dickhead to the Teen Titans Tower.
I think you pronounce that Damien.
Yeah.
Okay. It's subtle, but it's a little different.
Damien.
But yeah, he's the best Robin. He gets to be a different character. And I guess more than Nightwing itself, I'm really saying Dick Grayson, because I love, like, again, everybody was, on the playground. You want to play Batman or Robin? Yeah, I'm Batman. I was like, fine, I'm Robin. Like, fuck yeah. I'd rather be Robin.
I think one of the coolest things about it is that I like watching a Batman story, but then anytime I see Batman go out there with Nightwing, I'm like, fucking hey.
It's about to go down, man.
Hey.
When they briefly worked together in Red Hood.
That opening scene with Mazo.
Yeah.
So good. And like Neil Patrick Harris does the voice, and I think he pulls it off really nicely. And do you know what I miss rolling with you? Do what I miss about rolling with you? I'm sorry, my mouth is very dry. Do you know what I miss about rolling with you? The toys. I love that. A little help would be good here. He has all the weaknesses of a human body. Oh, okay, and shove shit into his ears. Love that. So good. And then like the guy's like, who is that? The pretty boy in the unitard. That's the Bat's first Robin. That's Nightwing. It's like
I like the and anytime they're on the screen together, I like those rare moments where you get to see them like, scrap with each other. Because like Nightwing's he's so much more agile and stuff, and he's in the air more doing his kicks and quicker and stuff. But Batman is still that sleek silhouette that's just dip dodge, counter, grapple, you're done.
But you don't really even see his body. He's just like
his shoulders, That's like in the opening animated series where they're shooting at him, and all it is silhouette just going back and forth.
His eyes are in it.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one is in Under the Red Hood, where him and Red Hood are fighting back to back against those 5 assassins or whatever, and you just see Batman in there, and you just like doing the side to side silhouette stuff, and his cape will open up just a little bit just to see him put out a hand to do one block. Goes back to dodging and stuff. I'm like, Batman, you're so awesome.
That's as cool.
Why are you so good at fighting?
Sheathing your sword in the middle of combat.
Yeah. Batman 2, and while we're talking about Red Hood, is, Dick gets hurt when they go out on that, and they're back into the Batcave. And it's right before you haven't lost your touch, boom, and the train goes by. And after Nightwing leaves, you hear, you haven't lost your touch, Bruce. But he says, no, don't worry about it. I've got it taken care of. Thanks. And he looks at Alfred. Dick looks at Alfred and he goes, did he just say thank you? Like, he's the only person, and Dick Grayson especially, he's got that fucking line in one of the Teen Titans. It's, did you just lie to Starfire or lie to whoever? And he goes, I lie to Batman. That's a set of fucking balls, man. I lie to Batman, and I get away with it.
I like a Batman.
I lied to the Batman and I get away with it. Like, that's fucking skill.
What's awesome is that Dick Grayson is the Robin that grew up. Because after he stops being Robin, he starts being Nightwing. He kind of he's Nightwing now. Yeah, he's his own. He grew up with Batman. He's his own man now.
Times takes upon the Batman.
Yeah. And one more time to go back to The Brave and the Bold, too. That episode with all the sidekicks. It's him, Speedy, and Aqualad. And at the end of it, Speedy and Aqualad are, all right, thank you for showing us a little bit more respect. Cool, we're your sidekicks. Robin threw it down, and he's dressed up as Disco Nightwing with the giant, freaking thing, and it comes down, and it's blue, and it's still badass, in my opinion. I'm biased, but fuck you, I still like it. And he's like, nope, done with this. Yeah, the giant collar, the 80s. Nope, done with this. I'm Nightwing now. It's fucking A, kid. Good for you. Took too much shit, and, it's hard. It's got to be hard for him. Because Batman's his dad, in a sense, in many freaking ways. It's got to be hard. And there's that meme going around for that Young Justice, Superman goes up to Connor and, you be good, hand on shoulder. And Martian Manhunter goes up to Megan and gives her a hug. Flash and Kid Flash, and then Batman's just there. He's like, if you touch the fucking Batmobile, you're dead. I hate this family. And though that's not what it says in the show, basically, you know, it's got to be hard having Batman as a dad and still grow up as well as he did. Having your real parents die, then having Batman as a dad, and Nightwing still is that hope. There is hope in this planet. I think that's always what it's been about for me.
I think the only thing he really said was be careful.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's like, be careful. Okay.
Mm.
All right, Batman.
Yeah. What do you say to Batman?
They don't touch each other or anything. He's like, be careful.
Yep.
That's crazy, because, like, think about how much more hardcore Batman is than Green Arrow. You know, Green Arrow's sidekicks don't seem like they're as mentally, I don't know, prepared. Like,
They do heroin.
like there goes to show the strictness.
Yeah.
They do heroin, or they're clones, or
Like,
they
where to-
marry Cheshire.
Way to
Or,
go, Oliver. What are you doing, man?
yeah.
Getting people pregnant.
You're fucking shit up, man.
Super. I mean, yeah, Damian came out pretty clean cut.
His grandfather's Ra's al Ghul.
I mean, not Damian. I meant to say Dick.
Dick.
Yeah.
Even Damien came out. The only one who didn't was Jason.
Yeah.
And that was mostly the Joker's fault. You can't blame a guy for being bad after you die getting beaten to death for a crowbar, though. It's kind of understandable.
You know much about third Robin?
Tim Drake?
Tim? What's the deal with him?
Another kid that was just...
I know he tries to, you know, he becomes his own hero.
Red
the
Robin.
Red Robin.
Red Robin, yeah.
I like his look.
I like his look
The
as
sleek
well.
Black.
And he's the only one with a beak, too. That
Yeah.
kind of makes the whole bird motif, like, really go. You're like, I get how that's a Robin. And looks at... Like, that's not a Robin. He's just got an R on him. Like, this guy kind of looks like a bird. And he's got, like, the cool double cross kind of utility belt with the symbol right in the center. It is a good look.
One of my backgrounds on my computer is the Alex Ross piece of all them, like, just their heads next to each other. And the people keep asking me, like, why are there two Batmans on there? Because they just see the black nose and the eyes of Red Robin, and then they see the Batman farther on. And it took me a while to figure out, I'm like, why the fuck are there two Batmans?
Yeah, I think I asked you that question too. And you finally actually knew. I was like, I think that's Red Robin.
Yeah, because I forgot he was in that book.
I want to look that picture up now.
It's just
But Tim-
black and white, all their heads next to each other.
But Tim Drake does end up becoming the Joker at some point.
That was in the Beyond one. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a really great story.
What I like the most about that is like when him and like what's his face, Batman and Joker are actually about to like throw down with each other. Like you see like Joker with his like he's got some sick ass hand to hand skills and stuff. Like Batman throws a punch, Joker just blocks the punch and just like caps him in the back of the face with the back of the hand. He's like, fuck, come on, I know how to fight now.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is
Joker
cool.
that can fight like that.
That's what I'm hoping from Leto. You know, because Ledger did that scene at the end, you know, kind of waited and let the dogs kind of get at him.
And he's just like,
And then he just kind of came in and just started
Crazy
wickedly, wildly beating. Yeah, no attack plan. Just the plan was to attack and just boom, boom, boom. And so, yeah, I would like to see somebody who could stand next to Ben Affleck and just crack his neck and throw up his hands like, all right, we're doing this. And if you see Jared Leto, that guy's fucking jacked. I don't know if you guys out there are trying to stay away from the spoilers well, but there was that one scene I just saw that kind of leaked or came out or was released, whatever. And it's him shirtless, and he's got a bat, and he's just kind of looking around, and it's only one small little turn, but dude is big.
He's pretty ripped.
Dude is pretty ripped, and I hope that they do exactly what I just said. I would love nothing more than him just to crack his neck, put on a smile, and just let's go, man. What, you think that how else do you think you're gonna get out of this? Fight me. Those are
Spider-Man, August.
August. But before that, we get Killing Joke.
Yeah.
That's gonna be sweet too. So much Joker going on.
I'm just waiting for the end scene where he just with Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy, they're doing a talk, and Mark Hamill's telling that joke at the very end, and they both have a nice little laugh.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I can't wait till he tells that joke.
I can't wait. Those are some great lists, guys.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun these 4 episodes. I think this is great. Just gonna.
Do you actually want to talk about when we went through this idea? I said it to Nick, like, this is definite. We're going to do this. He come like a couple hours later. He comes back like trying to like.
That's the dog, by the way. It doesn't sound like a dog. It sounds like I own a fucking velociraptor right now drinking from a pond. Pants. Don't you think that's enough water? Thank you, sweetheart.
Yo, chick, she's so thirsty.
Giant fucking heavy dog.
Yeah, Nick comes back like a couple hours later trying to like can we do a list where it's like top 5 superheroes without powers and top 5 superheroes with
Yeah,
powers?
because it's
like,
hard to put
it was so
Nightwing on
hard.
top of a list where Captain America's number 5 and Nightwing's number 1 because of the powers and the non-powers. And but then when I thought about my non-powered list, it was basically all the same quote-unquote character, and the fact that it's like Batman, Rorschach, The Question, and it's like, those are the same guy.
Night Owl.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what are you having a hard
Spirit.
time? You're having a hard time picking someone? It's like, yeah, like,
It's hard,
deal with it,
yeah.
Nick.
You can't just
pick somebody. Why
like-
do you like them?
Man,
Yeah,
it was hard. But yeah,
Yeah.
we might change lists. Depending on your answers out there, too, suggestions, switch it up and go different.
Give
we
us
could
some
do all
eye-openers.
Marvel, all DC. Neither of those. Who are your favorite non-big 2 superheroes, you know? Because Hellboy's going to slap right up on top of that list. Who doesn't love Hellboy?
that was awesome.
Dark Horse and different stuff. So yeah, we could definitely do that. Definitely do more lists for our Geeking Out episodes.
Dark horrors.
Stop talking about yourself.
Damn.
In the meantime, guys, I have been Nick James.
Bobby Deuce.
And I'm John.
Take care.